4 deck profile. We're going over TOGA 2 today off the death symbol. I played this in 1 local, went to a 2-1 record. I've played a few fun games. This is version maybe 3 or 4. It's just going to be an ever-changing. Toga seems to be a very, very fun character. Right now, no idea how competitive she's going to be, but she's a fan favorite and one of my favorite characters. So let's get into the deck and let's get started. So we got Toga 2, a 6/28, Death, Life, and Water. We are off the death symbol. She has a really cool gimmick where she likes to flip and unflip her momentum for benefits, which ties into her third ability at the bottom. The second ability is just kind of like an icing on the cake type thing. It's your first attack this turn, it gets +2 speed. So you can play this really weird poke and pass game for a few turns until you really have to assemble an attack string to kill people. I think the deck needs to be a little thinner. It's at 59 cards right now, but yeah, so we'll see how it changes and grows. So one of the cool things is with her top enhance, where you get to unflip a momentum. So when you reflip your momentum, you get to respond twice per turn after you flip one or more momentum. Ready one foundation that has not been ready this combat. So you get to do some really, really neat things like re-readying stuff for special benefits, where you see on some of the foundations we have, and kind of like prolong your strings and let you have a longer turn. Excuse me. So we'll go right into the attacks. We're playing. We're gonna go into the Toga suite, as I call it. We're playing 4 blood transfer, 4 mid 4, 4 diff 3 check, +1 high. Goes into your momentum face up. All of her attacks from set 4 say when they go into her moment. The attacks in set 4, all of them go to momentum face up. Piercing Needle from set 3 does that, but it does not. We do not play that attack. So has a cool momentum enhance. You flip it, you gain 1. Your opponent loses 1. You can't kill them, unfortunately, because that'd be really good. But you do get to ready a foundation when you flip it. Second enhance is if it's completely blocked, you get to add the top card of your deck to your momentum face up. So maybe you hit this next attack off of that, which is 3 copies of Rushing Stab. This is the big booma, the big stick. This is the attack nobody wants to get hit by because they don't want it to go into your momentum. It's a 4 mid for 5. It's a 4 1 check +2 mid block. Momentum flip, draw 2 cards. Yep. She becomes an 8-hander, which is really sick. The character becomes completely different. It's like night and day once you get the 1 check in your momentum, because you're able just to amass a giant hand. Second enhance and momentum flip. If your rival has lost health this combat phase, steal 2 foundations. Not bad. It's not drawing cards. It's not drawing 2 cards good, but it's not bad. In a pinch, it could help you seal some stuff. So if you have multiples and you don't need to draw any more cards, which is I don't know why you would, but it also works on the defense too. All these effects. So we got 3 copies of Gory Stab. Looking at a 4 difficulty 3 check, 2 high block, 2 high for 5. Has 2 responses on it. Flip, lose 3 health. After your opponent plays an ability on a foundation, destroy that foundation. It does not cancel the ability on the foundation. That card would be nuts if it did that for 3 health. And, sorry, it's super early in the morning here. After your rival blocks this attack, discard 2 momentum. So, which is great is because it's momentum control, and with set 4 bringing the echo keyword, it will allow you to kind of stave off that. Death has a really neat anti-echo package, which is really this and 1 other card, but just block stuff if you can. Next is 4 copies of her ultra rare dual needle lunge. 3 hell, pay 3. Let me go through all of it. It's a 5 difficulty 3 check, 3 high for 5 +3 low block. EX tech weapon. I forgot to say Russian Staff has a spicy stun 3, which is really good. So it's really worth the 1 check. EX4 momentum flip one momentum. It does not need to. I learned this last night. I forgot this last night, and Phil Birch was malding on Tam's stream because you can flip any other momentum but that. So you can get free readies out of Toga as long as this is in here. If your other momentum doesn't have flip effects, and then lose 3 health after it resolves. Add it to your momentum face up. Add it to your momentum. Clears your card pool, allows you for super long strings, gives you that niche, that great piece in your momentum to start flipping other cards. And then so a really cute tech piece. I really enjoy it. Which is the whole reason why I chose the death symbol, is 3 blue flame palm strike, 5 difficulty, 3 check, 2 eye block, 5 mid for 3 powerful 3 punch. This is the piece de resistance on this card though. Reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 revealed card to your momentum and discard the rest. So if you reveal any of these other 4 cards, they go in face up. So it's like getting free momentum. It is getting free momentum. It's getting free value off of that. And in a pinch, it can kill people. Last night in the Unfun Stuff tournament, I was throwing 20 damage Blue Flame Palm Strikes, which is pretty sick. And then we got 2, this used to be Sludge, but I changed it to Naval Laser Beam after realizing I need to be able to unflip things in my stage. And having a clutch breaker block's really nice. 5 difficulty, 3 check, 3 mid for 6. Breaker 2 ranged. It has a first enhanced, discard a momentum, which we usually have tons of it. Unflip 2 foundations, which is great. And then in a pinch, you can flip 1 foundation, it gets 2 speed. Flip 1 foundation, gets 2 damage. So like it could be like a secondary kill card if you need to, or a really good lead-in piece. But I think we're most likely trying to hold this for defense. So yeah, so really this searches for all this. This lets you draw all this. This is kind of like a little nice tech piece. Not sure if it warrants 3 and maybe a 3rd naval laser beam or a 4th blue flame. I think this is the sweet spot. I don't think you play 2. You don't play 1 because if it gets into your momentum and you get capture evildoers, you feel really bad. So you need to play at least 2. 3 feels like the right number. This card's really good. Has a great block. It nets you more momentum if they have to start blocking everything. And then this is just basically Crow and Frog. I don't know. Someone made the comparison about how dual needle lunge is basically Crow and Frog because it doesn't count towards progressive. But for 3 health, yeah, I can see that. So clear this all out to the side. So next we'll go into the foundations. With playing 3 1 check. Oh, sorry, I lied. We got 1 asset. League of Villains. 4 difficulty, 4 check, 2 low block, ally unique. Response, commit. Commit 1 foundation after your rival plays an enhance ability on an attack or foundation. Cancel it. That just gives you more longevity and more control over the pace of the game. Also, after your rival plays an ability on a committed foundation, they lose 1 health. That doesn't say once per turn, and that doesn't say to a minimum of 1, so you can win the game on that, which is pretty sick. So with playing a bunch of 1 checks, we do have to play our foundation curve at like a kind of like a weird skew. We need to play more 0s and more 1s because we don't want to have an opening hand of a bunch of 2s. Or a 3 and a bunch of 2s going first. We have to be able to reliably build 3 at worst. We need to have at least 3. There is times where you may just build 1, which sucks, or you may just build 2. But definitely playing 12 zeros gives us a good shot of having a great opening build. So the first 0 diff is at a Toga's kit, Enamored. 0 difficulty, 5 check, 2 low block. Response, after this foundation is ready during the enhanced step, this attack gets +1 or -1 speed. It's actually it's a solid card. 2 low blocks, really great on a 0 diff, so I'm not going to complain there. There'll be times where we won't be able to ready flip any momentum to ready a foundation, but it's there if you need it sometimes, if you could set it up. And more speed hate. We got 4 copies of Surviving the Final. 0 difficulty, 5 check plus or high block once per turn, -1 speed. We hate fast attacks. We like to block. We want to live. And we get some damage from 3 tight-lipped. Flip 1 foundation, your attack gets, 0 difficulty, 5 check, +1 mid-block, which is great because we have multiple +1 blocks, which kind of feels bad because a lot of our highs and lows are 2s and 3s, so at least we can block good mid. Enhance, flip 1 foundation, your attack gets 1 damage, so we can put speed on things, we just can't find damage reliably, and this gives us some damage. 1 copy of Keen Observation, it's a +2 high block. And off the off chance, if we burn them with the transfer, that's cool, man. Yeah. So we got 12 zeros. Probably could go down to 11. We could probably just cut the Keen Observation, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Going to our 1 difficulties, we got 4 struggling with studies, 1 difficulty 5 check +3 low block. Enhance, flip this if this is your rival's 3rd or greater attack this combat phase, add 1 card from your card pool to your hand. You get to pick up those blocks. You get to ignore clear progressive on blocking, which is pretty good. I found that out last night where I was able to loop a couple blocks. And then it's flip protection. Response, before one of your foundations would be flipped due to a rival's effect, flip this foundation instead. It is not Chivalrous Competitor, sad face, but it's like Chivalrous Competitor at home. 3 copies of Shock Absorption, 1 difficulty, 5 check +2 mid. Destroy this attack, enhance, destroy this attack, it's -2 speed. Again, I hate dying to fast attacks, so. And if it gets stunned, it's still value. 2 copies of Forcing Surrender. Clear out any non-foundation blocks, a little bit of momentum control if we played combos, but we don't. So really, it's just a 1 difficulty 5 check +2 low, enhance, clear a block. And 1 copy of Refreshing Slice. I loved Power Split in the old game, so I had to play this. It's a 1/4, 2 mid, enhance, discard a momentum, ready this foundation. Your rival commits foundation. So it's kind of like a stun 1 to ready 1 trade, which is really nice. Especially since we have a lot of garbage momentum or like foundations that we don't need in our momentum from Blue Flame Palm Strike or just other ways to get momentum in. And another really, really good piece, another really combos well with the 1 check is 4 copies of Stalking Her Prey, 2 difficulty, 5 check, +3 high. Response, flip. After your rival increases the speed of their attack, it gets -3 speed. So it's response speed hate, which is good against like Jiro or cards that carry over speed buffs. And then in TOGA only enhance, flip, remove 1 momentum, add 1 card from your discard pile to your momentum. So if you check a 1, it can come back, which is great. So it's not lost to time. I was playing this at a 3 of and then realized like, hey, I need 4 of that. It's super good, so we definitely need 4. Let me move this stuff around so we can there we go. And then next 3 copies of Brute Strength. I was playing 1 and then I bumped it to 2 and then noticed that I really want to see it because I really need damage in this deck. Devin Bernier may torch me for not playing 4, but I think 3 is where I want to sit at right now. 2 difficulty, 5 check, +2 high. Enhance, lose 1 health. Your attack gets 1 damage. If we're going for the kill that turn, we can just pay all of our health except for the last one. And then destroy 1 foundation, your attack gets 1 damage. So anything that's not going to be able to be readied, we just kick it and it gets deadlock. 2 copies of Apathetic. Always got to play your snipes. It's a 2 difficulty, 4 check, +3 high. Enhance, flip a rival's foundation. I know there's a lot of there's some flip hate out there. We are playing some, but sometimes you can just overwhelm them with targeted snipes. 2 copies of Latent Skill. 2 difficulty, 5 check, +2 high. Flip, discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards. We draw well, if we get the 1 check in our hand, we really don't need this ever. But filtering to go for more attacks or whatnot, it's actually still really good. So we still kind of want to see it. I don't know if it's considered a win more card in her, but I don't know. I haven't had on the board enough. Usually, if I hit the one check in, if I hit rushing stab in my momentum, the game's usually skewed in my favor. But right now we're down to our one ofs for the two diffs. One copy of Someone with Style, a little bit of Stun Hate, a little bit of Ready. So it's a two difficulty five check plus two high. Enhance, response destroy after this foundation is committed due to a stun ability. Reduce your opponent's attack to 0 speed. Play while committed. And then it has a once per turn destroy foundation while its card ready this card playable while committed. Allows us to keep going in our strings. One copy of Learning the Standards, two difficulty 5 check plus 3 mid. Response, flip. After your rival builds an asset or foundation during the combat phase, flip it. Did that against a spinner who was trying to add stuff into their stage. And I was like, no, you can't have that. Response, remove. After you take damage from an unblocked attack, your rival must play a non-attack card as their next form or pass. Um, well, I mean, yeah. Your rival must play a non-attack card as their next form or end their combat phase. So basically, it's next form or pass. Really good in a pinch if you need some breathing room. People have to respect that. One copy of Glamorous, two difficulty 5 check plus reload. Response, after you build this card to flip a foundation, we have a lot of flippies. We like to unflippy, so yeah. Flip, enhance flip. This attack gets plus 3 speed. Only playable if this attack speed is less than its printed speed. So a lot of people like to nuke the speed on rushing stab. This can get us back to even or higher with it, depending on the speed penalty. And then we get to tack on hers if it's our first attack. Now we go to the three diffs. Blood evaluation, 3 difficulty, 5 check, plus 2 high, response once per turn if this foundation is ready due to an effect. Draw a card. Enhance, discard 1 momentum, ready this foundation, or flip 1 rival momentum. Playable while committed. I'm not ready to play that at a 4x yet. I don't know if I want to play 3 of that and maybe 1 Excited for Blood for more card draw, but again, I don't know if we need the extra card draw, but I'm not sure if I want 3 or 4 of this yet. The card's really good when it's on the board, but I can't reliably play it on turn 1 just because I don't want to check a 1 and then not do anything because that feels really bad, and then you're behind even more. So it's really like you build it, like you poke on turn 2, build it, and then you build out, and then you just pass. But it feels really good when you ready it and you draw a card, or you can. I played a TOGA 2 mirror match on Wednesday at locals, and I flipped their rushing stabs after they unflipped it, so that was kind of neat. But yeah, so right now we're just sitting at a 3x. Into the sideboard, it's just a kind of like onesies and twosies to fill out sets in the deck. We got one copy of Forcing Surrender, one more Glamorous, another Apathetic, another Someone with Style, a Learning the Standard. We're playing 2 copies of Showdown, 3 difficulty, 4 check, plus 3 high block action. Response after you block with this card, commit 2 rival foundations. We're not playing it for that. We're playing it for the other ability, which is response, commit 2 foundations. After your opponent plays an ability on an action card, cancel it. Capture Evildoer screws this character over very badly. So does Erase. So we need ways to get around that, and that allows us to. So if we side these in, the other Forcing Surrender comes in, so we can kick this from our card pool because it doesn't remove itself in either ability. So we have to clear our card pool out, especially if we're doing this on the offensive. And not that it really matters because we don't play any combos, but we'd like to have the clear card pool to keep going. And then I mentioned about having some like an Echo Hate package with Gory Stab. Oh, I guess Life would too. We're playing 3 copies of Wild Wild Pussycats. Not sure if we're gonna stay at that. I would like to have a second League of Villains maybe in my side, or another Showdown, or even another Someone with Style. But it's a 2 difficulty 5 check plus 2 high block plus 2 mid block foundation. After you block an attack with this card, that attack loses echo. Unfortunately, Wing No moves it can't be partially attacked, so it doesn't work on Wing No Move, but all the rest of them it does. Um, Flip, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 foundation. It's form, sorry, form, flip. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 foundation this way to your hand and discard the rest. So it gets you some cards back into your hand, which is always nice. So that's it, guys. It's kind of like a pile of death cards right now, and then until it needs to be focused. So just there's a bunch of other cards like Evil Gaze I'd like to try out. That's one for sure. Um, I think that might be it for cards. Like I think the attack lineup's pretty good, unless I changed out Gory Stab for like one more of either of the 5 diffs. But I think the foundations are pretty good. But yeah, like I think it's just mostly just the things I want to try out. So let me know in the comments below. What you guys think about the deck? Any questions, comments, concerns, or your experiences with Toga? Stay tuned for the next set 4 deck profile. We have one, I think, for each character coming in the coming weeks. Thanks and have a good day.